For the triangle sum theorem, we are going to look at different triangles and determine what the angles added together would equal. And we're going to do an activity in class where we're looking at a straight line, which is 180 degrees. You can look up triangle sum theorem activity or proof or anything like that, and you should be able to find a video, or I have one listed here. You're going to be given a triangle. Everyone's going to have a different one, and you're going to label each of the angles, 1, 2, and 3. And then once you tear off each of those angles and you line them up, you'll be able to see that they line up to equal 180 degrees. You can see here was angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3, and if we add all of those together, it equals 180 degrees. So this proves to us that no matter what the triangle size is, if you add all 3 angles together, you'll get a 180 degrees. So the sum of all the angles will equal 180 degrees. So let's look at a basic problem. If I give you this triangle, and I tell you this angle is 60 degrees, this angle is 90 degrees, because all 3 have to equal 180, you should automatically know the measurement of the other angle. Let's prove it. 60 plus 90 plus 30 should equal 180, and if you add it all up, it does. So therefore we know that they're going to equal 180. So let's watch this one. If I ask you, is this going to be a triangle if I have these angle measurements? Would this work? Let's prove it. 60 plus 60 plus 60, that does equal 180, so yes, it would. Here's our first example in our notes. Solve for the x. So if I have this given triangle, and I have the measurements 40 degrees, 90 degrees, and x is the missing degree, I can write an equation to determine what that last angle measurement has to be. And because I know they all have to equal 180, I'm going to add them up. 40, 90 plus x, add them all up, and that has to equal 180 degrees. Well, now all I have to do is combine like terms. 40 plus 90 is 130. Bring down the x, bring down the equals 180. Draw a line down the equal sign, and now we have a one-step equation to solve. Minus 130, minus 130, draw a line and cancel. So I have left x equals 50 degrees, and that would be the answer for my missing angles, 50 degrees. Example 2 and 3, we're going to use different directions, so write those please. Solve for x and the missing angles. And notice I have angles, so I have more than one missing angle. In this particular example, we have a missing angle there, and we have a missing angle there. So we're going to have 3 answers boxed for this one. We have x itself, missing angle x, and the 2x minus 14 degrees missing angle. So let's start by adding all of our angles together. X plus 2x minus 14 plus 78, and that has to equal 180 degrees. Then we can start to combine like terms. X plus 2x will give us 3x. Negative 114 plus 78, I would make a t-chart. I know my answer is going to be negative, and I can solve it off to the side. And I would get 3x minus 36 equals 180 degrees. Now I have a 2-step equation, so I'm going to draw a line down the equal sign. I'm going to add 36 to both sides and cancel. And I end up with 3x equals 216. Now I can divide both sides by 3, cancel again, and I have x equals 72. That's my first answer. X equals 72. Now I can put it into my triangle to find the missing angle degrees, because we're not finished. So the angle x, we know, is going to be 72 degrees. So that's another box. That's my missing angle, the first one I can assign. The next one is the 2x minus 14, minus 114. And I know what x equals. It equals 72. So I'm going to substitute it in. It's going to be 2 times 72 minus 114. And then all we have to do is solve it. 144, because 2 times 72 is 144, minus 114, and I end up with 30 degrees for that angle measurement. That would be my second missing angle. Let's try to do example 3. Let's see if we can do this one by ourselves, first setting up the equation that we're going to use to solve it. Hopefully you you actually added all of the 3 angles together. 90 plus 2x plus 16 plus 5x plus 25 equals 180 degrees. And then we can combine like terms. So I'm going to start with the variables. I have positive 2x and positive 5x. That's going to give me 7x. Then I have 90 plus 16 plus 25. And I end up with 7x plus 131 equals 180. Draw a line down the equal sign. Minus 131 on both sides. And I end up with 7x equals 49. Divide 7, divide 7. So x equals 7. That's the first box. So we have x equals 7. Now we have to find the missing angles. We know this angle measurement is 90, so we don't have to look for it. So we have to determine this angle measurement and this angle measurement. And to do that, we're simply going to substitute 7 in place of both of those x's. So for the first one, I'm going to do this angle right here, 5x plus 25. So we substitute the 7 in place of the x. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 25. And when you add those together, you get 60 degrees. So this angle measurement would be 60 degrees. Now let's do the other angle, the 2x plus 16 degrees. So I have 2x plus 16. I'm going to substitute 7 in place of this x through multiplication. I know 2 times 7 is 14, and bring down the plus 16. And I can add 14 plus 16, and that equals 30 degrees. So I know that the other missing angle is 30 degrees. I can even double check my work by looking at the angle measurements, 30 degrees, 90 degrees, and 60 degrees. And I know if I add all of those up, it will equal the 180 degrees that I need. Now you'll be able to do the number 11 homework assignment.